And welcome to Wanted Down Under, the show that catapults a British family right across to the other side of the world to help them make the biggest decision of their life. Matt and Cass Harris hope that a move down under will provide their family with an exciting new life.
For me, it's part of an adventure that I never had when I was younger. Going to Australia, we're going to experience different culture and meet new people.
It's just a nice place to bring up children.
Their desire is to relocate to a part of Australia that's very different from the rest of the country.
It's so remote. It's even extremely remote for most Australians to get to.
And to live there would fulfil a huge ambition for Matt.
I love Australia, I really do. I fell in love with it 10 years ago. If it doesn't happen, I'm going to be gutted.
After 18 years as a stonemason, can Matt carve out a future for him and his family? And will they decide to go where they're wanted down under? The gloomy economic situation in the UK makes the beaches and surf of Australia look pretty enticing for many. And those under 45 and with a skill that's on the shortage list could be packing up and heading for a new life down under. Last year, over 60 Brits a day did just that. But how did they come to make such a big decision? We've given another 20 British families the opportunity to spend a week down under to see if it's all they've ever dreamt it would be. After that, they'll have to vote one way or the other. Will they stay in the UK or will they move to Australia? Sports-mad Matt and Cassandra Harris live with their baby son Horatio in Surrey. Having travelled to Australia some years ago, Matt thinks it could offer his family a better future than they're likely to find in the UK.
The way of life out there is going to be so vastly different to here. You've got less people there, so you're going to have less people stand on people's toes, and so you can have less violence. It's just a nicer place to bring up children.
Unlike most British wannabe migrants, the Harrises are considering moving to a part of Australia which isn't all about sun, sand and surf.
Tasmania, the weather's quite like this country. It's got like all your 4 different distinct seasons. And I just love the rain and the cold weather. So going to Australia wasn't about moving like somewhere hot for me.
I'm not overly brilliant in the heat, I must admit, but I'm also not brilliant in the wet.
Matt's hoping his job as a stonemason will provide their ticket out of the UK.
Tasmania has the second oldest city in Australia, Hobart, and with that comes stonework. There is a lot of old buildings out in Hobart. Whether they all need repairing straight away, I'm not sure.
But they may be less illustrious than the sort of buildings Matt's used to.
I've worked on Bury St Edmunds Cathedral, St Paul's Cathedral, Houses of Parliament, all numbers of churches and colleges in Oxford. I'm going to be setting my sights a lot lower when I go to Tasmania.
Matt's aware that his thoughts of moving are not welcome news for his parents.
Not exactly thrilled with the idea of me upping sticks and going to Tasmania and taking the family away. I would no doubt at all, I would really, really miss them.
Although I will miss my family, this one's the important one now. He's like our family and we've got to do what's best by him rather than what's best by the rest of the family.
They may be singing from the same hymn sheet about wanting to give Tasmania a try, but Kaz is aware of some differences of opinion.
We can never decide on anything or agree on anything.
I think we'll disagree on about absolutely everything.
Matt, I'd like to live in a nice stone house, maybe somewhere by the sea. With me, I'd like to live right out in the country.
Love to have an ocean view. But we'll come to some sort of compromise, I'm sure, which normally means I'm putting my foot down, we're not doing this, we're not doing that, and then 10 minutes later I agree that Cass was right in the first place.
Well, there's one thing they do agree on.
I'd rather be sat here in 30 years' time and say, well, at least we went and give it a shot, than sit here and think, well, what if we had?
I think if it doesn't work out, it's best to actually see whether it hasn't worked out, rather than say, oh, I wish I'd gone to Australia. I really wish I'd tried doing something with my life. And that's what I want to do. I want to experience things.
To help the Harrises find out if Tasmania is everything they imagine, we gave them an amazing opportunity. The chance to spend a week investigating all aspects of life there. We have 3 different lifestyles for the family to sample. One in the country, one in the city, and one on the coast. Each with an offer of a job and a brand new way of life for them to enjoy on their budget. First, let's take a look at the country lifestyle. Tasmania is known as the Apple Isle, due in part to the orchards of the stunning Huon Valley. Here families can live the relaxed country life on the doorstep of some great snow sports. Unlike mainland Australia, property prices in Tasmania are still relatively low. A 3-bedroom home can be as inexpensive as £70,000, but average at around £160,000. And in the country, the plots can be generous too. Set in beautiful countryside, James Turvey owns this stonemason's business.
Occasionally we get some really big jobs in and we really need to call some stonemasons in to help, so it'd be good to see you. So here in Tassie, a lot of our work consists of restoration in sandstone and granite. So let's go into town and have a look at what we've done. Well, here we have, Matt, a set of lines that we've restored, and I think this type of thing would really interest you. So when you come down to Hobart, please give us a bell.
So that was the kind of lifestyle they could expect in the country. But what might be possible in the city on their budget? The city of Hobart is one of the most picturesque in the world. A thriving hangout, it plays host to a vibrant art scene, plenty of festivals and a dynamic cafe society. Property prices are a touch higher here, but still extremely affordable, with 3-bedroom homes available for a mere £175,000. A short commute away is a stonemason's job offer, earning £25 per hour. Managing Director Brad Rizzolo tells us more.
Here, as you can see, we cut sandstone for residential and commercial projects, also for heritage restoration work. This is our factory. This is where the majority of the work gets done. We have some state-of-the-art machinery that enable us to do some very sophisticated work. In the spare time, the guys enjoy doing their sports, whether it's surfing, rock climbing, bushwalking. So if you're into your sports, Tasmania has a lot to offer. So, Matt, I've had a look at your resume. You certainly sound like you've got the skills that we could use. So when you're in Tasmania, come in and see us.
It looks like they could shape up pretty well in the city, but what about a new life on the coast? The coves and bays of the Hobart area make for magnificent coastal living, where there's a variety of sports to keep you occupied. A 3-bedroom home set back from the waterfront goes for around £200,000, a lot less than what you might expect to pay for similar properties in mainland Oz. For a stonemason like Matt, there's the potential to work on construction sites like this, as Aubrey Wood explains.
So it's a really exciting project we're working on. We specialise in construction rather than restoration. It's really creative work, and what a great place to spend your day. Matt, you're going to love Tasmania. It's a beautiful place. We're 5 minutes from the coast. We've got the mountain as our backdrop. Great place to bring your family and raise your children, and it's a brilliant quality of life. Tassie's great. So Matt, there's loads of opportunity in Tas for a stonemason, so when you get over here, look me up.
In all 3 options, Matt could expect roughly the same wage. The country option, which Cass prefers, offers a relaxed lifestyle and less expensive properties of around £160,000. The city option comes with pricier homes, but the work is better suited to the type of stonemasonry that Matt does in the UK. The coastal option is more expensive still, with property fetching around £200,000, but the location is just what Matt's looking for. So 3 very different possibilities for our families to try. So which one did they decide would suit them best? The Harrises are trying out the city lifestyle, where Matt will be doing the restoration work that he loves. And after a journey of 22 hours, which has taken them from London via Singapore and Melbourne, the family touched down in Hobart, the state capital of Tasmania.
The scenery as you flew over is just absolutely amazing. It's like so much space and like so few buildings. And
Did we see snow-capped mountains? There is snow-capped mountains here.
I saw snow.
Right. Because Cass kept on saying, the snow-capped mountains. No, it's cloud. It's cloud. No, it's snow.
I'm raring to go. Can't wait. I'm so excited.
Let's do it.
They're staying for the week in the suburb of North Hobart in an old-style house with plenty of character.
Wow, look at this, a fireplace. Mummy's always wanted a fireplace in the bedroom.
Let's start a fire.
So Cass is happy, but what else is on offer?
It is much nicer than our flat, isn't it?
Yeah, just
A little
smashing,
bit, yeah. A bit more character. Yeah. I think I like my kitchen at home better. Hey, look at that, Horatio, boys' toys. Hey?
Barbecue. Man's work.
Yeah, does that mean Daddy's going to cook for a change? Does that mean Daddy's going to cook for a change? Wow.
That's if he doesn't break it first. It's been a long trip and they take a moment to reflect.
It's so different from ours. Ours was just like purpose-built in the 1950s, and although it serves a purpose, this is just lovely.
Yeah.
Really nice, isn't it?
I mean, if I could buy a house like this over in the UK, I would. Definitely.
Yeah.
Back inside, Cass is feeling apprehensive.
I think the worst thing that could happen is that we fall in love with Tasmania and then find out there's not enough work from us.
Yeah.
And that would just be, would be awful.
Come here. Because it's a bit of a niche market. And what the wages are going to be like. I mean, if the wages are half decent, and there's plenty of work, the only thing stopping us is family and friends. One of the other concerns I've got is getting you a sort of a network of friends out here. Because if I'm working, I'm gonna have that virtually straight away, especially if I'm playing sport as well. Yeah. It's getting you in a sort of mother and toddler type group.
Yeah. Sure, we could find one of those, though.
Yeah.
So there's plenty for the Harrises to think about this week. Their plans for a future in Australia depend on everything falling into place, and that's a lot to ask. The Harrises live in Leatherhead, a market town just off the M25 in Surrey. Home is a first-floor maisonette, which means they're a bit pressed for space, especially with a growing baby to consider. It's worth £210,000, but Matt and Cass are hoping to upgrade to something bigger. Property prices in Tasmania are cheaper than the rest of Australia and tend to come with larger plots of land. Cass and Matt believe they could find a suitable family home for around £185,000, which means a mortgage of about £100,000. We found 3 houses for them to view. The first is in Ranelagh, 30 miles into the countryside from Hobart. It has 4 bedrooms and a substantial area of land, but its unique selling point is the amazing vistas. All this would set the Harrises back around £185,000, which is within their budget. And as Cass wants to live in the country, it should be right up her street.
The views are amazing.
Look at that. You go and have a look?
Wow.
Oh.
Look at that.
It really is nice.
This is what I had in mind when I thought about moving to Tasmania.
It's very picturesque, I must admit. Oh wow, they've got goats as well. It could be a very quiet existence. I like a little bit of hustle and bustle, but it just might be a little bit quiet.
I really like the idea of the country lifestyle. I've already done the city lifestyle in London, had enough of that. And I just think living out here is so lovely. The air's so fresh. I think it would be lovely for Horatio as well.
Cassie, you've never lived in the country.
No, that's true.
I grew up there.
I fancy change. Yeah, but you grew up on a street. There's a little more here. But I think Matt would really like to live by the sea. This is not too far from the sea, so 15-minute drive.
What do you think, Rach? You're holding your opinions to yourself, are you?
Yeah. Just want to cause a family rift.
Yep, I'd keep stum, Horatio. Back inside, they go to see what upstairs has to offer.
You'll be all right down here, won't you, Rach?
Oh, wow. That's beautiful.
The views.
Look at the curtains. They're well funny. Oh, imagine waking up to this.
Yeah. This is a lovely little sunny room, isn't it?
Yeah. Nice little nursery room, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I could see myself living here really easily. I don't know about you. Has it grown on you?
I'd like to do a little bit more research, personally. It is stunning, without a shadow of a doubt. Those views are very special. But, yeah, I'll reserve judgment.
Outside, they take the chance to survey the land. Can the three billy goats gruff persuade Matt?
Hello, hello, hello. Oh, say hello, goat. Hello, goatee.
It's beautiful out here, isn't it?
There's no doubt about it. It's a very special place.
But still not for you.
Whether the work's there or not.
You probably have to commute into Hobart.
Yeah.
This is my dream home. I think Matt might take a bit of persuading, but yeah, this is perfect for me.
Well, that seems to be Cass decided before she's even seen the next house. Property 2 is in Oak Downs, a coastal suburb 20 minutes from Hobart. It has 3 bedrooms, 1 ensuite and a large kitchen. The sea views mean it comes with a price tag of £200,000, a little over their initial budget. Stunned silence. In a good way?
Nice.
It's not quite as nice as the other place, I must admit.
But it has its advantages.
It's a nice sized kitchen.
It's a much bigger kitchen, isn't it? It's an absolutely massive kitchen.
Yeah. Bit clinical.
You prefer farmhouse look?
Yeah.
Sort of a country farmhouse, is it?
Yeah.
Cass has already decided where she wants to live. What about the bedrooms?
A little room for you again, Horatio. Eh? It's all blue. It's a nice little room for
Next
you,
door's
isn't it?
close, isn't it?
Next door's very close. Yeah. You're going to have a look at the other rooms then? It's an okay size again, isn't it?
Very green. I think we've been spoilt that first house.
Yeah.
They can't seem to get over the crowded feel of the area.
You've got that nice view of the sea, but everywhere looks like it's just been built on. So maybe in 5 years you'd have no view at all. Where in the other place, even if you wanted to sell the land and someone built on that land, because you're up high, you'll never ever lose the view.
Cass isn't much taken with the decor.
I'd probably have to redecorate the whole
Yeah, it's
whole
not.
place. It's not.
It's not my cup of tea.
No.
But it does feel a bit warmer down on the coast. It's got its plus points.
Yeah, I'm cold.
Well, you're in the minority there, Cass.
Yeah,
It's an okay sized room.
it's an ensuite.
I'm not really that fussed about ensuite. I'd rather have a bigger room with more space in than an ensuite.
Although he's keen to live by the sea, Matt's not impressed with this location.
You can see the sea there, but we had a little scoot round, and there's no beach there at all to speak of. It's not my idea of a coastal little town.
And if we're going to move here, it's got to be right, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just one other thing that's going to make you feel homesick. I don't think this one's the one for us, is it?
No.
No.
No, Horatio wants to go now.
It's a thumbs down from Horatio then. While Cass calms him down, Matt gives the garden the once-over and finds something close to every man's heart, a shed.
TV, sound system, tools, something to keep yourself warm. Bit of work some stone here as well.
Is the shed enough to persuade him of the merits of this house?
Not on this property, no. Not probably this area. But I still like the coast. That's not changed one bit.
Some disagreement between Cass and Matt, so there's a lot riding on the final house. Property 3 is in Moonar, 10 minutes from central Hobart. It's got 3 bedrooms, offers spacious open-plan living and is on the market for $360,000 or around £175,000.
The area looks okay, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I quite like it actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's quite sort
It's
of...
got an okay feel about it.
Yeah, it's got a bit of character to it.
Agreement at last, a promising start.
This is nice.
It is, isn't it?
That's really, really nice.
It's lovely. Very nice hallway, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's spacious.
Is this the kitchen?
Yeah.
So kitchen, dining room and lounge all in one.
Yes, yeah.
I still quite like it.
I like my kitchen to be at least a little bit separate from the rest of the living area.
Yeah, but it's really nicely done. It's got a lot of character to it. It's still an old house. And, yeah, I kind of like it. I don't reckon you do, though, do
I
you?
don't like it. No, it's too open plan for me.
Too open plan for
way too
but it's
open
nice.
plan.
It's quite roomy.
Yeah, but it's still open plan. I hate open plan living. So it's still really nice. It's finished really well, but
It's a nice
I
area.
have to change the kitchen.
You'd have to change the kitchen.
Yeah.
What would you change?
The cupboards, the
The
benches.
cupboards. What would you change about the cupboards?
It's horrible.
What's wrong with them?
It's too white.
We just paint them. I don't know.
Paint them.
So it seems they don't agree on this house either.
This looks like the master bedroom.
It's decent size, isn't it?
Bit dark. Wardrobes aren't up to much.
We've got our own wardrobe, so I wouldn't worry too much about that.
Matt's fighting a losing battle. How will the bathrooms stack up?
Glass bricks.
Yeah.
Tasteful.
Okay, not so well.
Yeah. Should I look outside?
Outside?
Yeah. A bit of a garden.
Yeah.
Bigger than what we've got now.
It is.
Yeah, probably shed this.
Really?
Or as they used to be known as outhouses.
Outhouses. Yeah.
And the toilet, yeah. Potential.
Potential.
Yeah.
It's got potential. That's like the house on the shed.
The shed. I'm actually quite taken with this property. It's just a nice house.
Exactly. It's nice. If we're gonna like make the move, then we'll move somewhere that's just more than nice.
Okay, so Cass doesn't like nice. She loved the first house with its traditional charm and spectacular views, but Matt was worried about such splendid isolation. The second house did nothing for either of them, with the neighbours too close and the lack of beach. And property 3 was right up Matt's street, but Cass found fault with pretty much everything. They don't agree on much about these properties, so how will they vote?
I think overall, you do get more for your money than you do in the UK.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
I think we're kind of split though, aren't we?
What you get for your money over here
Yeah.
to what you get for over in the UK, I'll choose Australia.
Back in the UK, Matt works as a stonemason. He knows any move depends on finding work in Tasmania. He's come to meet Brad Rizzolo, managing director of the biggest stonemasonry company in Hobart.
Nice to meet you, mate.
Yeah, likewise. Welcome to Tasmania.
Yeah, cheers, fella. Seen a couple of your carvings.
Yep, the sort of work we do, yeah.
Yeah, that's
the sort of thing you're interested in.
Yeah, right in my street, rather than some of the granite and marbles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's more sedimentary, definitely more architectural.
No, that's a fair part of our business is the restoration and conservation. So, well, we can go and have a look around and
Let's
see
do
what you
it.
think. Okay.
That's a good start. Matt's passion is for restoring old buildings. Brad introduces him to some of the team.
Oh, mate. Whereabouts is the work mainly based? Is it actually in Hobart itself?
Yeah,
Or?
a lot of this stuff's in Hobart.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the beauty of Hobart is everything's fairly close.
Yeah.
So, the furthest guy that lives away is probably 15 minutes, sort of 20 minutes,
I'm travelling probably about an hour and 40.
Ah, right.
Maybe 2 hours if it's bad.
Makes a long day,
Yeah.
there and back.
It certainly does.
Yeah, so you definitely have more free time in here.
Good news for Matt, no commute. Assuming, that is, he can persuade Cass to give up her dream of a house in the country. She and Matt are both keen for her to fit into the local community and find suitable facilities for Horatio, so she's come to research a local playgroup.
Hi there. Hi Lisa, I'm Cass and this is Horatio.
Hello Horatio. Welcome. This is our playgroup. We're one of the largest, we are the largest playgroup in Tasmania. Yeah, we hold playgroup every day from 10 o'clock to around 12, although we tend to hang around and have a little chat with the mums and stuff. And we also hold a dad's playgroup if your partner's interested.
I suppose it's a good place for parents to meet as well, is it?
It is. I've only just moved back to Tassie a couple of years ago after growing up here, and I knew no one. And so that's the main reason most of our families come. It can be really isolating if you're by yourself. So it's a great way to get out and make some really good friends.
Sounds like a lot of fun, doesn't it, darling?
It is. Would you like to meet some mums?
Yeah, that would be lovely, wouldn't it? Coming here today and just all the people we've met, I don't think I feel isolated at all. Everyone's so friendly. And it's been really nice for me to see that there's places like this that I can come to if we do decide to move here. And I think it's important for Matt, while he's at work, to know that I've got something like this to come to, so he can concentrate on his work and he's not worrying about me and Horatio all the time.
Back at the yard, Matt's quizzing Brad about the amount of employment available to a stonemason in Tasmania.
Have you got much work on your books then at the moment?
We've got a fair bit coming up. We're sort of just waiting on other contractors before we can come in. The work can vary on and off depending on money. The government sort of tend to have a fair bit of control of the funding because a lot of their buildings are government owned.
Although there are plenty of heritage buildings in Tasmania in need of repair, it seems the funding isn't always forthcoming. Could this mean work might be unreliable? And if so, the pay would have to be really good.
So, the big question then, what sort of money would it be looking for us to come over to Tasmania? What should I be pitching myself at?
Depending, the subcontractors normally, they're around the sort of $35 an hour. Guys on the books, somewhere between $23 to $25 an hour.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, let's say Matt gets a job as one of Brad's staff on $25 an hour. That translates into around £25,500 a year. Matt's currently on about £8,000 more than that in the UK. That doesn't sound great. And at the playgroup, Cass is also pondering matters financial.
We've looked at the houses and they're definitely cheaper. We've done a bit of shopping and the shopping is actually more expensive here. And I've just been talking to one of the ladies and things like electricity is quite expensive. So I think the whole potential move to Tasmania is going to be based around Matt's work, because for the first couple of years we'll probably be a single income family.
It seems Cass has had a reality check, but can the same be said for Matt? Brad's brought him into Hobart to see one of the buildings his team is restoring.
It used to be a jam factory.
A jam factory?
In its heyday, yeah. And
I can see why you've had a few indents going there already.
Matt's keen to find out how much of the work available to him is in restoration.
Yeah. There's a number of buildings, that are in need of repair, and they will slowly get there. But funding, as you know, in the UK as well, is always the issue.
It's expensive stuff. It's settled my mind in seeing how much work's out here for me. Yeah, there's definite potential, whether actually in Hobart or Port Arthur. There seems to be quite a few buildings just falling to bits at the moment, and they need the funding either by state or some very wealthy Australians chipping in the money. Otherwise, all their heritage is just going to fall to bits and just disappear into dust. And what I've seen of it, what little I've seen of it, can actually, I can actually maybe make a difference to it.
But as we've heard, Matt would earn considerably less in Tasmania than he does back home.
The money's not as much as I hoped, but it's still just about livable, I think. You just have to economise and try and do other things.
He's determined to look on the bright side about his work prospects. But how will he vote?
After meeting Brad and realising there's a lot of work out here for me, and there's still a lot of buildings that need to be restored, my vote would be going to Australia.
The Australian state of Tasmania is situated 150 miles southeast of the mainland and is therefore close to the hole in the ozone layer over Antarctica. This and the dangers of climate change mean that, although it's not as hot as other parts of Oz, there are still a few very important things to bear in mind about surviving the weather there.
Slip, slop, slap, slip on a shirt, slop on sunscreen and slap on a hat. Slip, slop, slap, da-da, in the sun this summer, say. Slip, slop, slap, slop, slap.
Originally when the campaign started it was just slip, slop, slap, and that was the early 80s, and it was very much directed on slipping on clothing, hats and sunscreen. We've actually extended the message now to include using the UV alert to show people the times of the day that our UV is high, as well as seeking shade and sliding on some sunglasses as well.
Despite the campaign's important message, many sun lovers still ignore it. Australia has the highest rate of skin cancer in the world, and 2 out of 3 Australians will develop some form of the condition in their lifetime.
Teenagers are certainly a group that we know have got a high awareness of the message but aren't following through with their practices. So it's certainly a group we'd like to see protecting their skin a little more. They're often a group too that are getting sunburnt, which will certainly put them at a higher risk of skin cancer later on.
What are Joanne's top tips for those people desperate to bask in the Aussie sunshine?
My advice to British people coming to Australia is to protect your skin as much as possible. Fair skin will be damaged by the sun, particularly unprotected fair skin. And please don't be fooled on a cool or cloudy day. Our UV levels can still be very high and skin damage can still happen on those days. So please make sure that you check the UV alert every day and to protect your skin as much as possible.
Matt and Cass Harris from Surrey are sure that life would improve immensely if they moved to Australia. They're just split on whereabouts.
I really like the idea of the country lifestyle.
Cassie, you've never lived in the country.
No, that's true.
I grew up there.
Matt's positive he'll find a job he loves.
There's definitely potential, whether actually in Hobart or Port Arthur. There seems to be quite a few buildings just falling to bits.
But is he being realistic about supporting his family on a single income? And hearing messages from loved ones could make the decision tougher still.
It's nice just to spend time with your family and your friends, and which is something I might miss. I might miss completely. I might come out here and it'd be too much.
The Harrises feel that life in the UK is too fast and furious for them, so they'd be looking for something more tranquil down under. Tasmania is equivalent to the size of Ireland, but its entire population is under 500,000, so it'll certainly be quieter. But will the lifestyle on offer stack up? They've come to the Bonnarong Wildlife Centre, where Park Ranger Greg Irons introduces them to some of the residents.
Beautiful.
One animal which is native to this part of Australia is preceded by its fearsome reputation. But how scary is the Tasmanian devil, really?
One of the most misunderstood animals in the world. It's a really funny thing the way they're portrayed. Obviously, being called a devil, you're off to a pretty porky start. But that's their vocalising. If you heard devils, okay, you imagine two people screaming at the top of their lungs. That's what they sound like. So first settlers arrive in Tassie. They hear people screaming at the top of their lungs, convinced that Tassie's haunted with demons, devils and banshees. Okay, so they were deemed a devil before they were ever sighted.
Well, there doesn't seem to be much that's devilish about that cutie, but Tasmanian devils have recently been ravaged by a gruesome disease, and they're now an endangered species.
The facial tumour disease is it's devastating them at the moment. You know, the situation there at the moment, we might not have them in the wild in 10 years. That's a really, it's a really, really sad tale. It's obviously something we're all hoping they'll find a cure for, but look, it's an infectious tumour and it's unheard of before, so Tassie's got a massive, massive fight over the next little while to sort that one out. If people can focus on the other things affecting them, the amount killed by dogs, the amount killed on the road, there are little things that everyone can do. As far as the disease goes, well, look, we're going to have to sit tight. Mother Nature's a funny thing. She's the one who probably introduced it, and we'll hopefully sort it out too. But with our record in Australia of extinctions, it would be a shame to lose the population.
The Harrises are gradually getting to grips with what Tasmania has to offer a young family, but doubts remain for Cass about whether it would be the right move.
I'm just not sure whether I've seen enough of Tasmania yet to make my mind up completely. I think Matt would definitely move here straight away, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I think I might need a bit more convincing.
Yeah.
I think it would all depend on where we were based and where we lived. But what we've seen so far is lovely, and the people are lovely, and
They're all really, really sound people. So yeah, I'm quite sold on it. I'll just see if I can talk Cass round.
I'm sure after the time we've spent here, I'll come to a definite decision. Yes or no.
So, in a bid to bring Cass around to his way of thinking, Matt suggests an excursion to see the one thing he knows will make Cass happy. Most British people, when they think of Australia, imagine blue skies, crashing surf and fantastic beaches. Tasmania does offer those things, but its position off the southernmost tip of mainland Australia means it's normal to see snow in winter.
It's a scorcher. It's lovely, lovely day. I've got the boy with me, can't throw swivels at me.
Why did you do that? I've just gone down my jacket.
Oh. Yes. You want a man of glasses, don't you?
It's great. It's exactly what we wanted, isn't it, really? We didn't want the stereotypical Australia hot weather.
Part of it's hot.
Yeah, but...
My big toe's certainly not. I think I might have just got a bit of frostbite. Tasmania has got so much to offer, it really has. Feeling the snow between your toes is slightly different from feeling the sand between your toes, which most people, when they come to Australia, would expect. But, yeah, no, it's invigorating. The only downside is it's so remote. You tend to find most Australians have never been to Tasmania, let alone most Brits. If it was on the doorstep, it wouldn't be as spectacular as it is, I suppose. I think Cass's overarching concern about moving to Tas is the fact that it's such a long way away that it would cause a problem. So if Dad became ill or something happened, it'd be a problem to get back in time.
When we got off the flights in Hobart, I realised just how far Hobart is away from home. The journey was so long. I spoke to my mum the other day and because I was feeling a bit down. I'm sure we would be homesick for the first few weeks, maybe the first few months, but you've just got to get on with it. It's just one of those things, I think.
The move for us has got to be unanimous. If I can't persuade Cass into being absolutely 100%, it's not worth coming because it's going to cause problems within the family, and that's the last thing I want. I want the whole family to be happy because it's a joint decision. But, yeah, I'm starting to fall in love with it.
So Matt's beginning to feel that he could call Tasmania home, but Cass has some grave concerns. Will the beauty and tranquility of the Tasmanian countryside cast its spell over her? It's time for the Harrises to vote. Do they prefer their lifestyle back in the UK or in Australia?
We've had a lovely day here in Mountfield National Park, and it's given us a great idea of the kind of lifestyle we'd have in Tasmania. So I'd say our family vote would be...
Australia.
After a whirlwind of a week, it's time for the Harrises to confront the reality of leaving the UK. Here are some messages from their loved ones back home.
Right then, let's see what this is all about.
Hi, Cass and Matt.
Hey, Mum.
My treasure Horatio. Matthew's a great son-in-law. He's very supportive of Cassandra. And I know she'll always be happy with him.
Our relationship with Matt is very relaxed, and we always texting each other with silly jokes and things. He's got a great sense of humour.
Matt's someone who is really very good at his job, and Matt's one of the few blokes that I do look up to as a mason, and good luck to him in Tassie.
Cassandra's always very happy. She takes life as it comes.
My relationship with Cass, I would describe as really close, like a best friend. I'm getting quite emotional now. And with regards to her moving to Tasmania, I was like gobsmacked, really.
They couldn't go much further, could they? It's right at the other end of the earth, but it's up to them, isn't it?
I was obviously very pleased for them, but I just thought, God, if they, I'd be obviously miss them, be upset if they did move away. They're part of my routine. It would be very sad.
We'll miss them all, but especially Horatio. We'll not see him growing up.
Not having contact with young Horatio would be a real horrible thing. So we'll miss them, very much so. You can't not have one of your best mates near you and not miss them. He's a real friend as well as a son.
As his godmother, obviously, I hope Horatio is doing well and missing his cuddles. I'm sure that whatever you decide to do, whether to stay on in Tasmania or come back here, I'm sure you'll make the right decision.
Just follow your dreams, all three of you, and support each other. That's all I want for you, all we all want.
I really envy your chance. Please make the most of it and have a really great time. We're going to be missing you, but your opportunity, you take it.
it will be sad to leave people.
It's made me mindful of what other people were going to miss about us as a family.
I think you just think about what move and the impact it's going to have on us, don't we? And seeing that, you kind of realise it's going to have an impact on other people as well.
People will miss not having the ratio running round and seeing him grow up. Oh man, I know he'd be really gutted if I went. So I know so would my mum. She's already said as much.
I think it'll be hard for my dad as well, because he's in a nursing home. So the only time he gets to see him anyway is if we take him up to the northeast. There'd be no way he could ever travel. So that'd be quite hard.
It's a big jump. We've still got a few things to iron out, but we'll have a good conversation about it and see what we're going to do.
That's all come as a bit of a reality check for Matt and Cass, and as they prepare to leave for home, they reflect on the life-changing decision they're about to make.
We had a deal before we came that we both had to be 100% sure. It has to be 100% from both of us.
I've just yet to 100% make my mind up. There's things I need to consider. My friend's family, the financial situation, they all need to be looked at independently.
And seeing messages from loved ones has made them aware of the many thousands of miles they are from home.
It's nice just about to spend time with your family and your friends, and which is something I might miss. I might miss completely. I might come out here and it'd be too much.
The Harrises have spent a busy week on the island state of Tasmania, a world away from their home in Leatherhead.
It's like going back to the Jurassic period, isn't it? It's bizarre.
Matt discovered that to live there, he'd had to take a drop in wages.
The money's not as much as I hoped, but you just have to economise.
But this would be offset by the amazing lifestyle Tassie has to offer.
It's great. It's exactly what we wanted, isn't it, really?
I'm starting to fall in love with it.
As they head towards the biggest decision of their lives, Matt and Cass must weigh up their choices. Could Tasmania really provide a better standard of living for the whole family? Or will the lower-than-expected salary mean they'll be heading back to their life in the UK? It's crunch time. They're voting for their future. But on which side of the globe will that be?
We've been to some wonderful places and met some lovely people. We've been given a really good idea of what kind of lifestyle we could have out here.
And work-wise, there seems to be plenty of work for me, and which will keep us all happy and employed. So, for the Harris family, it's going to be Australia.
Matt felt pretty confident all along that Tasmania held the key to the family's future happiness. But in the end, the place and its people won. Has over. And now they're all set to move where they're wanted down under.
Getting the most for your money, wise buys in Cornwall and London next, with Homes Under the Hammer, and then finding a new home and giving it a spin round the block. It's to buy or not to buy at 11 o'clock here on BBC One.